let me say something that might be uncomfortable to hear. If rest actually fixed your burnout, you wouldn't still feel exhausted after a long weekend, a vacation, or even a whole month away from work. And yet, here you are. You have slept. You have taken time off. You have done yoga. You have unplugged. You have journaled. You have treated yourself. So why does burnout keep coming back? Because this is not the kind of burnout rest was designed to fix. And today, I am going to explain exactly why and what actually works instead. Most burnout advice is built on a flawed assumption that burnout is simply fatigue. So the prescription becomes obvious. You are tired? Go rest. But here is what no one is telling burnt out mid-career women. If rest were the solution, high-performing women with money, flexibility, and part-time jobs and offs would be the least burnt out group on the planet. They are not. They are some of the most burnt out, which tells us something important. There are two kinds of burnout. The first one is physical burnout. Sleep deprivation, maybe overwork, acute stress. Rest works beautifully here. But the second one, the one that no one prepares you for, is identity burnout. This happens when, one, you are productive but disconnected, successful but unfulfilled, capable but deeply resentful, functioning without feeling alive. Identity burnout does not come from doing too much. It comes from doing too much of what no longer fits who you are. And rest does not fix misalignment. Think of it like this. It's like staying in a relationship that's outgrown you and thinking a weekend getaway will save it. You can rest, you can relax, you can post the aesthetic photos on Instagram and all. But the moment you return to real life, the discomfort comes right back immediately, because the problem was never exhaustion. It was incongruence. In a moment, I'll show you the 3 hidden drivers of this kind of burnout and why most smart, capable women get stuck cycling through it for years. But first, let's talk about why rest actually makes this worse. Here is the part no one likes to admit. When you rest without realignment, you give your nervous system just enough relief to tolerate returning to the same misaligned life. Rest becomes a reset button, not a solution. You go back, you push through, you perform. You override your intuition until the body forces the conversation again. That's why burnout keeps escalating. From tired to numb to anxious to detached to I don't even recognize myself anymore. I see this constantly with mid-career corporate women. They say things like, I don't hate my job, I just feel empty. They also say, I am good at what I do, I just don't feel like me anymore. They also say, I do not want to quit, but I can't keep doing this. That's not laziness. That's not entitlement. That's not weakness. That's identity burnout. So what's actually happening? What's actually happening here? Identity burnout usually comes from 3 silent fractures. Number 1, you outgrew an identity you were rewarded for. You became who the system applauded, not who you consciously chose to become. Number 2, your values evolved, but your career did not. What motivated you at 28 does not sustain you at 38 or 45. Number 3, you have been performing competence instead of living alignment. You're surviving on skill, not resonance. And no amount of sleep fixes a life built on outdated self-concepts. So if rest does not fix this, what does? You may ask. Let's talk about the unconventional strategies that actually work. The first solution is not quitting your job. I'm sorry if you are expecting that I will say you quit. No. The first thing you need to do is to conduct an identity audit. Not what do I do, but ask yourself, who am I becoming? Ask yourself, what parts of me are overused? And also ask yourself, what parts of me are being starved? Burnout eases when life stops demanding a version of you that no longer exists. Yeah? The second shift is this. Stop managing your time. Start telling the truth about your energy. Notice, number 1, what drains you even when you are good at it? What restores you even when it's challenging? This is not about passion. It is about congruence. Your body already knows what's misaligned. You have just been overriding it. Let's be honest here. And finally, the biggest mistake women make, they jump straight into reinvention, rebuilding. New career, new business, new role, new identity. But reinvention without realignment just recreates burnout in a different outfit. Think about it. Real healing starts when you realign who you are before deciding what you do next. Realign who you are before deciding what to do next. So if you are burnout and rest has not helped, it doesn't mean you are broken. It means you have outgrown something. And that's not failure. That's an invitation. An invitation to stop resting your way back into a life that no longer fits. And start realigning into one that finally does. If this resonated, stay with me, because in the next video, We are talking about how to tell the difference between fear, fatigue, and intuition before you make your next move. See you in the next one.